exam room 2.
House doesn't believe in pretense. Figures life's too short and too painful. So he just says what he thinks.
Nothing interesting in the garbage. I say what I think is just another way of saying I'm an asshole.
Well, if you wanted to be judged for your medical prowess only, maybe you shouldn't have broken into someone's home.
I was 16. Don't know about ticks, but the dog's definitely got fleas.
I managed to make it to 17 without a criminal record.
Yeah? Well, you obviously didn't grow up in my neighborhood.
That's right. You stole a loaf of bread to feed your starving family, right? You always eat during break-ins?
Am I supposed to respect their food more than I respect their DVD players? You want some?
No.
You gonna go hungry until she dies?
No.
You know what? After centuries of slavery, decades of civil rights marches, and more significantly, living like a monk, never getting less than a 4.0 GPA, you don't think it's kind of disgusting I get one of the top jobs in the country because I'm a delinquent? We'll eat, then we'll tear up the carpet.
You went to Hopkins, right?
Yep.
So you went to a better school than I did. You got better grades than I did.
So how'd you get the job? You stab a guy in a bar fight? Nothing.
It's not a tumor. She's getting worse too fast. She can't stand up.
No toxins, no medications?
Nothing that would explain these symptoms.
Family history of neurological problems?
Not that I could tell from her underwear drawer.
You said nothing that would explain these symptoms. What did you find that doesn't explain these symptoms?
Dr. Wilson convinced you to treat this patient under false pretenses. Adler's not his cousin.
That's ridiculous. You can ask her yourself. Can we get back?
She's not Jewish.
Rachel Adler's not Jewish.
I had ham at her apartment.
Dr. Foreman, a lot of Jews have non-Jewish relatives, and most of us don't keep kosher. I can see getting through high school without learning a thing about Jews, but medical school?
Okay. Maybe she's Jewish, but she's definitely not your cousin.
Really? This guy's...
You don't even know her name. You called her Rachel. Her name is Rebecca.
Yes, her name is Rebecca. I call her Rachel.
You idiot! Listen, he's not you. Him. You said you didn't find anything.
Everything I found was in
You
my...
found ham.
So?
Where there's ham, there's pork. Where there's pork, there's neurocysticercosis.
Tapeworm? You think she's got a worm in her brain?
It fits. Could have been living there for years. Never occurred to me
Millions
because...
of people eat ham every day. It's quite a leap to think that she's got a tapeworm.
Okay, Mr. Neurologist. What happens when you give steroids to a person who has a tapeworm?
They get a little better, and then they get worse.
Just like Rebecca Adler did.
In a typical case, you don't cook pork well enough, you digest live tapeworm larvae. They got these little hooks, they grab onto your bowel, they live, they grow up, they reproduce.
Reproduce? There's only one lesion and it's nowhere near her bowel.
That's because this is not a typical case. Tapeworm can produce 20 to 30,000 eggs a day. Guess where they go?
Out.
Not all of them. Unlike the larvae, the egg can pass right through the walls of the intestines into the bloodstream. And where does the bloodstream go?
Everywhere.
As long as it's healthy, the immune system doesn't even know it's there. The worm builds a wall, uses secretions to shut down the body's immune response and control fluid flow. It's really very beautiful.
As long as it's healthy. So what do? Call a vet, nurse the little guy back to health?
It's too late for that. It's dying. And as it dies, this parasite loses the ability to control the host's